Hello, I am Sarah with Earl Nursery and Garden Center, and today we're going to be talking about vegetable container gardening. Something that is really catching on. It works excellent for people who are in apartments or have small spaces. It's a great way to be very in control of what is happening with your tomato or your pepper or whatever it is that you want to plant. Essentially, you're creating a weed-free and almost disease-free environment for your vegetable to grow. To get started, you pick a pot or container or whatever you have that you would like to grow it in. Really anything that has good drainage and that will be big enough for the plant to grow in. You got to think what the plant looks like on top. The root system is going to mirror it underneath, so the bigger pot that you have, the better for the plant. Things that work great in containers, you have all of your patio style or your bush style plants are going to perform really well. Anything that you think of that would grow in the ground, that vines, as long as you have something for it to climb up, you could do that in a container. As far as the soil is concerned, go to your garden center, pick up a bag of potting soil. You want something that's nice and light and that's not going to be real heavy on the plant. Like, I would avoid your topsoils or just like your black dirt. Get a container mix or a potting soil. Treat it like you would treat anything that you're planting in the ground. You know, plant your plant. The deeper the better on tomatoes, for instance. And make sure that you're caging it with a tomato cage. Anything in the container can get top heavy, so it wouldn't be a bad idea to put rocks or bricks, something heavy in the bottom, so when your plant grows up, when the wind's catching it, it's not going to blow over. Watering, it is a little bit more time consuming than as if it was in the ground. You're going to need to be out there every day if it's not raining, making sure that whatever you planted, whether it's your tomato or your cucumber, pepper, needs to be watered. You can fertilize with an all-purpose fertilizer, something like this Garden and Plant Food. This feeds for 3 months, so that'd kind of be like your base, feeding the plant and feeding the soil, feeding the roots, and then water every other week with this water-soluble fertilizer. This is going to promote root growth and top growth, so you're going to get big healthy plant with big fruit. Depending on the vegetable that you're planting, you want to keep in mind the weather. Talking about May 15th, right in there for your frost-free dates. That's when you can get things put out. Harvest depends on the vegetable that you planted. You can get early tomatoes, and then you're looking at, end of June, July for harvesting. I've got cherry tomatoes at my house right now that have been in the ground maybe a month that are already going crazy. So take a look at what you purchase and make sure you're reading the tag. Harvest times can be different for everything. You will get an abundance of whatever you're harvesting. Tomatoes go crazy. You're looking at 2 dozen plus tomatoes per plant. Cherry tomatoes are even more than that. Handfuls you can pull off a day. Peppers, maybe not as prolific as your tomatoes, but you'll still get, enough peppers to stuff for a meal if that's the route you want to go. I hope that you learned a little bit about patio or container gardening. If you have any questions, feel free to stop by your local Earl May Nursery and Garden Center or visit us at our website at earlmay.com.